Me.
Hi, this is
Jackson.
And Luke.
and Rob. And when we're not watching YouTube videos of Walt Disney World rides,
We're geeking on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin family.
Geeking on no family.
Hey, Disney World geeks, Curtis Stone here, and welcome to episode 451 of the Geekin' on Walt Disney World podcast. This week, super geek Dana Anderson shares her extensive Disney World experience and her recent Art of Animation in a Car Suite during New Year's Eve. And I've been having fun chatting with Disney World fans and geeks like Dana for over 8 years. If you're new to the podcast, welcome. I started the podcast with my daughter Lindsay, and we started by talking about our Disney World trips, and then we brought on our Disney geeks to tell their trip stories. Our listeners are so positive, caring, generous, and they are experienced Disney geeks. You'll get lots of ideas and tips for your next trip to Disney World from their real-world experiences and trip reports. We encourage a family atmosphere here on the podcast, and before too long, they were calling me the Podfather, and we'd love to have you join our Geekin' family too. We got an amazing private discussion group in Facebook. Search for Geekin' on WDW Family. You can ask questions, share your trip pictures, and engage with one of the best group of Disney World geeks out there on the internet. We're also independent Disney authorized travel agents with Fairy Tale Concierge. Fairy Tale Concierge is an authorized platinum Disney travel agency. We'd love to be your travel guides and help you book your room, tickets, and dining reservations. You'll notice many of our guests on the podcast book their trips or they transfer their trip bookings to Travel and Tiaras. Yeah, you can book your own trip, connect up with Auntie Judy and Mom. And the best way to do that is by emailing them, travelandtiaras@gmail.com. Just check the show notes and you'll see their email as well as mine if you'd like to reach out to us and talk about Disney World. Well, I recorded earlier with Auntie Judy. Got an extra podcast coming out for you this coming Thursday where we answer listener questions with the Travel and Tiaras. And right now I've got a featured trip report with Dana Anderson. She stayed at the Art of Animation Car Suite for adults. You don't hear about the Art of Animation very often in these suites. Fantastic option when you got a good sized party going down to Disney World. She is a self-proclaimed foodie. And you know, we love talking about food here on the podcast. She does a great job talking about Citricos. She went there for New Year's Eve, the Topolino breakfast, Via Napoli, Tony's, Chef Mickey's, and then some lounges like the Enchanted Rose. One of my favorites, Spice Road Table. There's a little bar over there. I also asked her top 3 favorite treats in Disney World. And then some of the things that she did, like the fireworks from the Grand Floridian Resort. And she's got some great tips, guys, like use that same Uber driver that you find when you're down there on vacation and someone that really worked out well for you. I didn't know you could do that. She talks about some other great tips, including automation in the DAS Pass. And everyone is asking about Genie Plus. And she talks about stacking and in her experience using Genie Plus. This is one of the best ways to learn about this new system when you hear all of our listeners and their experiences. Dana Anderson is a lifelong friend of one of our good friends, Rob Mediri. Thanks, Rob, for referring Dana to us. And thank you for all you geeks who refer your friends to the podcast and to the travel agency so we can all share in our knowledge and our love for Disney World. Well, my next guest coming on contacted me like beginning of the year. So glad she followed up with me so we could get a great trip report. I'm already talking with her. I can tell she is one of us. I can tell she's a geek. So I'm really excited to introduce Dana Anderson. Welcome to the Geekin' podcast, Dana.
Thank you. Very, very excited to be here.
Great to have you, Dana. I'm sorry it took so long to get you on. Thanks for following up with me.
Yeah. Our last trip happened right after holidays, and you guys had your meetup. And I think, it finally dawned on me that we talked, a while ago, and I needed to follow up. So I'm glad I did.
And you were just telling me you're a good family friend of one of my buddies through the podcast, Rob Madiri.
Yes, we have literally known each other since we were very, very small children, family friends. So,
oh, awesome.
Yep. He knew I would be a good fit.
Yeah. I told you, Dan, we know geeks when we see them.
Exactly. We can spot each other.
We find each other.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Yeah. We always say, there's a lot of people out there. I get two kind of reactions when people find out I'm a Disney geek. It's either like, well, whatever. I went there once and I'm never going back, or it's, oh my gosh, I have DVC and I go every year. And
yes, for sure. And I always say, even my friends, family will say when someone says, oh, we had the worst trip, or, something like that, they're like, you need Dana to plan your trip and then you'll be fine.
That is so true. Right. Yeah. You got to have some knowledge. And
yes.
Thanks for joining in and listening to our show. You were saying you've been listening for started last year, right?
Yes. Yeah. Probably a little less than a year ago. That Rob had introduced me to Geekin', and I've been hooked.
And you're an expert too. I know you love the planning aspect, but you still learn some things from our trip reports and our geeks, do you?
Yes. Even we don't have children, but even that, like, it's different aspects of it. My sister-in-law goes sometimes. She's someone who qualifies for the disability pass. So we're just always learning different aspects, different tips, tricks, what's the newest reservation finder, or, the best room to look for at different hotels. There's always things to learn. And, we go often. So I can't imagine that someone that has never gone or goes so infrequently to try to do it on their own.
I know it's a horrible thought to see those lost souls in the parks that just showed up at the door, don't know what's going on.
Yes, my husband always just looks at me and just shakes his head, because when you hear people trying to figure something out, I'm always like, I have to tell them. I have to help them.
I know. Is your husband a big geek too?
He loves going. He loves Florida, and we do go often, and he loves it. Awesome. I'm going again in November to run one of the races, and he's insisting to go just to go.
Fantastic. Which race is that? The Wine and Dine?
Yes, Wine and Dine. Yep, I'll be running the 5K, and one of my best friends runs the whole weekend.
Fantastic. Well, we like to ask our guests that come on the show some of their Walt Disney World fun facts, and you sent me a few here. What's your first fun fact?
So one of our mottos, again, we don't travel with children, but one of our mottos is that we go on vacation. We thankfully do go often, so we don't have to always run around like crazy people. But we eat, we drink, we lay by the pool, and we enjoy ourselves and make a true vacation out of it.
Fantastic. Yeah, that is one big advantage of going often. You don't feel stressed to hit every single attraction. I mean,
right.
Do you kind of do you keep like a little must-do list of little things that you want to do? Yeah.
I use a Google sheet, my Google spreadsheet that I keep for every trip. It keeps my packing list there. I have a calendar version, reservation list, the whole 9 yards. And, especially for, food and wine, or for flower and garden festivals, I try to make like a short list of snacks and drinks we want, making sure I get like the Ratatouille virtual queue in the morning and things like that. We have ones we have to do. We love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's our favorite, old school ride. But, if God forbid we miss something else, it's okay.
I totally agree with you. All right. And what's your second fun fact?
Oh, geez, you're testing me, because now I forget that fast. Isn't that hysterical? I had
you can look in the chat.
I am. I'm literally going to look in the chat. I had to think about it, which is hysterical. Oh, the fact that we bring gifts. Yes, we started this. We normally go for Halloween, and we kind of started that way. But we've done it other times as well. Again, we don't travel with children. I don't normally just bring like random things, right? Say at Halloween, spider rings or erasers or stickers. And we always just try to give stuff out to kids, who are either like right on the brink of a meltdown, or, you see the opposite, maybe some children who are super, super, polite to a cast member or something. Okay. And they always say thank you, but we always laugh because the parents are always the ones that are like, thank you so much. Oh, because it just kind of like stops the process sometimes, which is good.
this is very interesting to me because for the G3, I bought a ton of little kids things. And we had a few kids, but not as much. I didn't give away all the stuff I had. And I was thinking about giving these out to, complete strangers, but I didn't know how I would be received, if they would think I was kind of creepy. So I kind of shied away from it. So should I not worry and
no, definitely not worry. It's funny. Just like we were talking about before, you could spot a geek. You could spot them.
Okay.
You know people that do not want to participate in anything you have to say, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking of that because sometimes you'll strike up a conversation with someone in line. And then I might feel a little more comfortable to say, hey, I just carry these around with me to give to kids and here you go. I think I'm going to do that. We're going in June for the anniversary trip. So I've got this huge bag. I went to the dollar store and they had all kinds of little character.
That's where it started. Yes. Especially for Halloween, because we always went to the Halloween party. We got to go a lot when we were children, but my mom was not someone who allowed us to get 1,000 balloons and 1,000,000 souvenirs. So that was her. She used to bring the glow necklaces and stuff like that. So that's kind of where I got the idea from. And again, the kids and even the parents or other adults are like, this is great because, it eliminates that stuff. Sometimes it's eliminating the fight between the parent and the child, whatever it might be. But yeah, that's where it started. The dollar store. Dollar Tree carries crazy, glow princess wands and different masks for Halloween. So that's definitely where it started for us, was when we would go to Halloween every year.
Fantastic. Oh, I love it. Random acts of kindness. What's your last one, the third one?
So again, it goes back to planning, but one thing I'm very, very proud of is for my bachelorette party, all of the ladies, whether they were my friends, my cousins, my mother, all of her girlfriends, my aunts, said we were going to Disney for my bachelorette, whether I wanted to or not. And sure enough, I got 23 of us there. We had a wonderful time. We did dining reservations every single day. And I kept saying the only rules were you had to have fun and you had to go to dinner. Other than that, I didn't care. They just kept laughing. And that's kind of how my husband and I, even when we go, it's always okay, what time do we want to leave for the bus, for the Skyliner, whatever it might be? Yeah. And it was 3:00. And I would say to them, listen, there's 23 of us that got to get ready, right? So if that means you take 4 hours to get in the shower, then you better get a head start or, whatever it was. And sure enough, I don't know how we managed it. I remember saying to my mom in Magic Kingdom, is everyone talking behind my back? And she's like, no, everyone is just having a most wonderful time. And we really did. Even just doing dining reservations, it was hysterical. The amount of, manipulation of, the Disney dining system and how I managed to get all that was almost comical, but we did it.
Wow. I could connect you up with our ADR specialists, besides the traveling tiaras. Samantha and Rebecca, who did our G3 dining reservations for 80 people some days.
God bless. I have a friends that are going around Christmas, and there's 25 of them. And I said, listen, the only place that actually does dining for that many people is Beer Garden. That's it. I said, so other than that, we have to make lots of accounts, and we got to book lots of small reservations.
True. It's quite an endeavor to pull off. Fantastic. All right. Now, I like this. You emailed me your notes. You questioned some of my questions, and you said foodies. How much? I think that you're saying that you're a foodie. So how much should we go into food?
Yes, that's what my question was. For sure. I felt like every question I could have just went in about food, and that's why I wasn't sure.
Well, you're on the right podcast because we like to go deep in that topic. So feel free.
And I can. Again, like I said, my first fun fact about myself, I think it's the main reason I go, at least. Yeah. I always say Disney has the best customer service. Yeah. If you look for it and you participate in it, for sure.
That's a great way to say it. 100%. Yes.
I ran a restaurant for a long time, and I always say, as a customer, you have to participate in customer service as well.
I love that because, not to pick on my own area like yours and mine, you're from Pennsylvania? Or...
New Jersey, but from Philadelphia originally. Yep.
All right. Well, New Jersey, same thing. We're in the tri-state area. We've got some people that are not. I've met some of them down at Disney World giving cast members a hard time, and they were always from my area. I'm embarrassed to say.
Yeah, and you always just think like, we don't belong to each other. Correct.
I don't know them. Oh my gosh. I love that saying. Participate in the fun, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, you can find terrible everywhere and you can find good everywhere. Like they say, you have to look for it, right?
Yeah,
I think the same thing with customer service. You know, I'm always super nice to say servers and bartenders, and I talk to them and ask them questions. They respond to that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
love it. All right.
Yep.
Now, who went on this trip?
So this trip was for my sister-in-law's 40th birthday party. It is the third out of the fourth of us for the 40th birthday. So it was myself, my husband, Joe, his sister for her birthday, Janice, and then her husband, Brian.
All
the
right.
four of us have gone on a few trips together.
Fantastic. I love the couples. We do the same thing with Judy and Ken.
Yeah.
Good. You can get a lot done, right?
Yes, especially because even separate, we've gone on a lot of trips and then we've gone on a few together. So we kind of know what each other likes. I even do reservations separated sometimes. So yeah, I'm in charge of the planning regardless. But yes.
So I always say you got to have some must-dos or a goal, kind of a little plan, even us that go often.
A lot. Yes. Yeah.
Something that you're really looking forward to, because like we were saying, there's something new happening all the time.
All the time.
Like we just learned that the Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be open when I get there for first week of June.
Yeah, they're saying so Memorial Day weekend. I feel like they always love to throw it in when it's going to be super busy on a holiday weekend. One of those things. So that'll be exciting. I know we were even saying for for when we go in November that hopefully Tron 2 will also be open. I'm like, crossing our fingers. That
they are promising Tron for this year, right?
For the end of the year. Yeah, that's what they were saying for both. And everything just kind of was unfortunately being pushed back. So, we're hopeful that for November that we'll get to go on both.
That'd be fantastic. Wow. So did you guys talk about what was kind of something you wanted to achieve on this trip?
So one of our big goals every time we go, whether again it's just my husband and myself or all four of us, is we do like to attempt something new every trip. We've done horse carriage rides in the past, the luau when it was still available, a Polynesian. We always just try to throw at least one thing that's different in there for us. This trip, it was my sister-in-law's 40th. So her requests were to make sure we did maximum hours in the park, which was fine. It wasn't super hot, so that worked out okay. Yeah. She wanted to go to Chef Mickey's and that we were there for New Year's Eve. We had never done that before. We didn't go to the park intentionally, but we did get to see the New Year's Eve fireworks, and it was amazing.
Yeah, I was going to say, when did you go? So now we know. How many nights did you stay?
I want to say it was 5. So we stayed from the 30th until the 5th.
All right. Beginning of the year?
Yep.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. I've been there once myself. I did Epcot. Yeah. That was really fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. You hear those horror stories of if you're not there at 9:00 in the morning, it becomes, slightly disastrous.
I don't know. It's crowded. Right. You deal with it.
Yes, exactly. And we weren't flying in until almost 1:00 in the afternoon. So we had just made the conscious decision that we were going to do like fancy adult dinner for New Year's Eve and kind of handle it that way. And it really was great. All
right. Let's get into, before we get into the foodie section, let's just find out where you stayed for 5 nights.
So this was another new for us. We stayed at Art of Animation. A lot of times we often stay at Pop Century, which we absolutely love. Mm-hmm. We often stay at Pop Century. We love it there. We stay in 50s, obsessed. I love Skyliner, love the affordability. So we decided to go with Art of Animation. We stayed in Little Mermaid rooms years ago. They were decent, but I actually like Pop Century more. So we went with a car suite so all 4 of us could stay together. It was great. Totally manageable for 4 adults to stay in that room. Had a bedroom plus a Murphy and a pull-out couch, which were comfortable. 2 full bathrooms. One had a tub, one had a walk-in shower. It was, like I said, it was great. Even to have breakfast. We're people that normally will have breakfast at the hotel. We would run, go grab it, come back. The Murphy bed was the table and plenty of room.
So is it a separate bedroom and like a living room?
Yes. So when you come in the door, it's like a living room dining area. That's where the pull down Murphy and the pull out couch are.
Yeah.
There's even like a small kitchenette. It has the normal, hotel room size refrigerator, but it actually has a sink out there, like a wet bar, and it has countertop, much more than a regular efficiency room.
Right.
And then there's a bathroom out there, and then the separated bedroom with a door with a bathroom as well.
Fantastic. We don't hear about that one that often. That's a good.
Yeah, it was great. And we stayed in the car section, which we really liked. It mimicked in the layout of the hotel property, similar to the 50s at Pop, which is where we normally stay. Yeah. It gives you just enough distance from the main, the main section, the preferred rooms, that you kind of pay the lesser price, but you're still close enough that you don't feel like, you're doing that schlep, to try to just get coffee or just go grab breakfast or something very quick.
Now I got to laugh because in my notes for the resort, I put down quick service. Now that actually means
I realized that after the fact. We're good. Go ahead.
I was reading your answer, and for the quick service, you wrote down
there was quick service there. Yes.
Flight landed at Orlando from Philly around. You gave me the whole logistics how you got that. I guess that was the quick service into the resort. But yes, that was meant to talk about the food at the resort. I
realized that. It's so funny. I was talking about transportation with somebody, and I was it was on my mind. No, but the quick service for the hotel was great. We've stayed there before. I think we maybe had lunch one day there. We did breakfast almost every day except for one. We love the ordering from the app. By the time I leave the room, I click that I'm here. By the time I grab my coffee, it's ready. And I mean, they put it in a bag for you so you can carry it back without a tray. Yeah. It's great. I can imagine if you had kids, it would be even more wonderful.
I know you've been going for a while, and we were just saying this recently. They make some mistakes when they kick off some of these services, but the mobile ordering in the parks and in the, they've expanded it probably out to everything now. I don't know what doesn't have it. I mean, even snacks.
They've expanded the features too. I remember when they first rolled out the mobile ordering, it was difficult to use because if you didn't want something as part of whatever it was, or you wanted to make a modification, you couldn't do that. Uh-huh. And it became a hassle. So you really didn't utilize it like you probably could have. Now it's, you want extra lettuce, there's a checkbox for it or whatever it might be. And it's great. They really have done a great job with it. And like you said, it's basically everywhere. We used it. And I think more so because of COVID, they don't want you kind of standing in line, but everywhere, breakfast and lunch in the parks, whatever it was great. We did breakfast with it one day in Magic Kingdom, and we ordered when we were coming in, and it was ready when we got back to the place.
Yeah. Super fantastic. Yeah. Order early. Well, if you're like me, Dana, you're thinking of lunch right after breakfast.
For sure. I like to look at menus ahead of time. Is that what you're saying?
The next question is as soon as we're walking out, where are we going next?
Yes, right, exactly.
Where's our next stop for a meal? Okay.
Yeah.
And then how about the transportation at Disney World, especially for your resort?
So airport was great. It was funny. We kind of fell in this weird loophole for Magical Express.
Black hole.
We had access to it when we were going, but when we were going to come home, we were going to have to do mirrors. It actually was a major hassle because neither one of them, when I went to book it, was like, oh no, you have to do both. And I'm like, but neither of you offer the opposite side. What do you mean? And literally the day before we went, there was a blog that got released that said Magical Express to return to the airport is going to be extended. I hurry up. We got the refund from Mears. We got it booked,
Okay.
We were thankful because even Mears seemed concerned that we were only going to be returning. I was like, this is not good.
Yeah. You can see this becoming a problem.
Right.
Confusion.
Yes. Right. And then transportation during the trip, again, because of Art of Animation, for any geeks out there that don't know, we love the Skyliner. To have access to the Skyliner for Epcot, for Hollywood Studios, and even to go to some of the other resorts. We love Topolino's at the Riviera Resort, and to be able to go there so easily without having to get an Uber or a Lyft or trying to get to another park to get to another resort. That Skyliner is great.
Yeah, for sure.
Again, it had some glitches in the beginning, right? But now it's resolved itself. It's just so quick, even to see the lines. We've been there before, particularly at Hollywood Studios more than Epcot, and you see this line and it's just like, oh no, impending doom. And you're on it in 5 minutes. It's continuous. You don't have that like wait for the next bus type of a feeling. Yeah, Skyliner's great. It's one of the reasons why we always say to Poppy, with just the two of us, because to have that access to just that extra version of transportation is wonderful.
For sure. I think all the groups are going to go to the All-Stars and everyone else is going to go to Pop in Art of Animation.
Yes.
Because of this. I know.
Yeah.
Well, it is a little cheaper over at the All-Stars, I think.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably where we're staying for the run in November. Is going to be All-Stars. Okay. I haven't stayed there in years, but they've redone all the rooms, and it's great. There's 3 adults going. I think we're going to try to get one of the suites at Music. It'll be good. Yeah,
the main purpose is for the race.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yep.
All right, fantastic. I love hearing about the Art of Animation in the suites. We don't hear about those that often. Great option.
And like I said, especially for adults, normally it's like people stay there because they have kids, and which makes sense. But the fact that 4 adults were that comfortable, we're shocked. We kept saying, okay, it's only 5 days, we'll be fine. But it really was great.
Or I would have loved to have had that one with my 3 kids back in my day. All right. Let's find out if you are a foodie. Tell me, you say you like to have a dinner reserved every day, right?
Yeah, we like at least at minimum to do a sit down every single day. It's kind of our goal. Again, we are adults only, so it does, change it up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it is a goal. It gives you that air conditioned time. It gives you that time to be able to take a break, decompress. A lot of times dinner, quote unquote, for us, that was 4:00. It's not as if we're waiting, Sometimes we do 9:00 on purpose for different reasons, which we can get into. We like to at least do 1. It just kind of breaks up the day from having to, just the constant running around.
I like doing the early ones. Mom and Judy were booking our ADRs this morning. It was our ADR day today.
Oh, very exciting day.
Nerve-wracking, too, to some degree.
Yes.
They couldn't get Space 220.
Yeah. Again, being the planner, we have friends who have been AP holders, have DVC for years. Same thing. I've been stalking. I have reminders set, trying to find reservations. Her daughter wants to go so bad. I said, I see people having a lot of luck with the walk-ups in the app. Okay.
All right.
Especially for the lounge area. This was a suggestion. We haven't had to use it yet. I do know on this trip we were laughing because I just kept wanting to see what it was about. And they had California Girls Night of, which is hard to find. But when you went into the actual reservation finder, it would say nothing. But yet there was walk-ups available. I guess they hold them separately, when it gets close to the time. So just know that if you can't find one between now and then, it might be a loophole.
One of the issues is that we're doing a split stay. And so that means you got to wait.
We've done that before. So now you only got to do the first portion and now you can't do.
Correct.
Right.
That's part of it. All right. Tell me what was some of your favorite dinner reservations. So
like we were talking about in the beginning, we did go for New Year's Eve, which was definitely something different for us. And we got to try a completely different and new signature restaurant. We went to Citrico's at Grand Floridian.
Nice.
Again, signature restaurant. It's been recently redone during the closure for COVID. They completely redid the entire restaurant. It was beautiful. I've seen previous pictures. Grand Floridian can be a little outdated sometimes, one of the older hotels. And they really did a beautiful job. Lots of Mary Poppins accents, which I love. I love Mary Poppins. So I was very excited to see the umbrella stand as lamps and, things like that, accents. I had an open kitchen, just like they do at just like they do at the California Girl, which was a really cool experience.
Yeah, I like that.
One of the sections of it even was them baking the bread and doing all that, which I thought was really cool. Yeah. Whole dessert section, you really got to see the whole 9 yards. It was very, very, very cool. And again, to be there for New Year's Eve, right? We truly dressed up. We were in the spirit of the holiday, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Impeccable service, of course. The food was phenomenal, as expected.
Okay. What'd you have?
So I am an adventurous eater. I try to at least get something different and get all of the above if we can. I often have to force the other 3 out of their box. I did the guava short ribs. My husband had, I believe, the tile fish. My sister-in-law had the chicken roulade. And then my brother-in-law had, I think it was the filet or one of the steaks on the menu.
Okay.
We also had the duck appetizer, which was, I've had duck before. The three of them had never had duck. They were all shocked. They were like, oh my God, this was so good. We just said, when things are cooked correctly and they, are given care, it's amazing what anything will taste like.
I know that's a foreign one to me too.
Yes.
That I would probably be apprehensive of, and
it was one of the best things I've ever eaten, let alone at Disney.
Yeah. Wow. Great to know.
Yes. Yeah, just so good and so much food. And, we ate and we drank and tried different cocktails and everything like that. It was really, really nice.
Made merry.
Yes, exactly. We partaked in the holiday and we weren't driving.
So we booked Narcoossee, which also is in the Grand Floridian. Have you ever gone there?
No. So it's funny. We always struggle to give up California Grill. It is our favorite of all.
Okay.
It was not available for New Year's Eve because they do like a private party there that was hysterical, $300 a person, which I'm sure was worth it, but not something we were going to partake in. And my sister-in-law is allergic to shellfish. So we never get to Narcoossee's on a trip where she's with us.
Okay.
But it is on the list. I think next spring, we already know we're going in March for a long trip. My husband's in the Philadelphia Mummers, and they're going, and they're going to get to perform on Main Street. So we think we're going to try to make it into a longer trip. And it's one of my bucket lists for that trip is for sure.
Oh, you've not done Narcoossee either?
No, on the list.
You'll hear about it.
Yep.
If I end up going, just because we booked it doesn't mean we'll be going.
Well, that's the truth, right?
Yeah, because I'm intrigued by both of these, and I'm excited. I definitely want to do both of these at some point. So, all right, give me another one.
We did Topolino's breakfast. It was another new for us. We've eaten dinner there, which was also excellent, but breakfast was really, really exceptional. We've done, again, California Grill brunch when that was available. It was very, very similar to that, both in experience and in, quality of food and an atmosphere. With the exception of it was character dining, which is shocking. There was kids there. The characters came out. They did all the singing and the dancing, but you still felt like you were at a signature restaurant. It wasn't taken away from the fact that we were for adults and they gave us service as a signature restaurant, even though you were still partaking in all the characters and stuff like that. It was great. And again, the food was great. And just like how the brunch used to be a California Grill, you paid per person and they really encourage you just to order one entree, but they do say to you, is there anything else you want to try? So we said, yeah, we want waffles. I've read a million things about the waffles. They say they're great. They brought us out waffles, like no questions asked.
They're only like 30 cents a piece, so.
Well, right. But still, if you went to another restaurant, they're not just going to give you free extra entrees, right? And you pay for it. I get it. But when food's that good, I always say it's totally okay. I had a steak there. Same thing. My sister-in-law was ready to order 2 scrambled eggs. I was going to, grab her by the shoulders and shake her. I was like, just order the quiche. If you don't like it, they'll bring you out something else. And sure enough, I turned around and she had the whole entire plate cleaned off. I was like, told you.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, I was going to say, you put this in bold letters, best meal ever.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty strong statement for a breakfast.
It was the best. Topolino's dinner, we said the same thing. My husband had the filet, and the steak that I had at breakfast was the best steak I've ever had on property.
Wow. Oh, yeah, steak at breakfast.
Yes. So I had steak and eggs. I think it came with polenta, which texturally I just do not do.
Okay.
And again, they gave me whatever I wanted. I got eggs with it. I got breakfast potatoes plus the sides. I made my own concoction, and it was delicious.
It's like a big steak, right?
Yeah. Not terrible. It was like I think what they consider a skirt steak or something. It was the best steak I've ever had on property. Wow. And I get them often.
Trattoria Forno had steak and eggs too.
Which I used to love.
That's a good breakfast
by far outweighed it, just saying. And I've gotten that every single time I've gone there.
Nice. All right. I got this one I was mentioning to my wife. I would like to go this trip, but I don't think I'm going to win. Via Napoli.
It's our third newbie for the trip. Honestly, I could understand based off of the area that we're in why we avoid going to pizza places while we're on vacation, right?
Yep, you're in a good pizza place area.
It better be a good pizza place, and it was. I've had other friends, again, from the Philadelphia area who said that it was good. Neapolitan-style pizza. And sure enough, it was delicious. We weren't there, unfortunately, during a festival. It's one of the few times that we've gone. There was no festival happening. So we knew we were going to be hungry. We knew we'd be celebrating a birthday and we'd be drinking around the world. So it was kind of like a great late, we did an 7:30 dining reservation. Got one of the monstrosity pizzas, one regular, and we did there's a family style type salad that you can order. And it was perfect.
Yeah. Thin crust.
Yep. Yeah. Super crunchy, super delicious. The toppings, I always say, I'm Italian from South Philly. I don't order red sauce anywhere. And it was great. It was delicious. So, you can't ask for much more than that.
Well, there's a great endorsement. I'm so glad.
Yes, exactly.
I know there are so many pizza snobs. I always worry when they go to Via Napoli.
Yes.
They're going to be disappointed.
Yes.
But how was the service there? Because that's one of the ones, funny enough, seems like all the time when I go there, there's not that it's bad service. There's always something goes wrong. It's like something weird happens when I'm at.
It just wasn't I felt like I was at home. Let's do not at my house, but I was at a pizza parlor. It wasn't anything crazy. The girl was very nice. It wasn't her. She had an entire room of tables because that's crowded. The type of service that it was.
Yes.
Do you guys know what you want type of a situation, which was fine. We did. Who got wine, who got a beer. We ordered the pizzas. Everything kind of came out and we were in and out fairly quickly and the food was delicious. I
think you're right.
I didn't need service at that place.
Yeah.
That's, I guess,
It is kind of a busy, crazy place with a lot of people packed in there.
Right.
That makes sense. That's probably why we've had a lot of confusion in our service. Of course, we had the international students back in the day. I think I heard they're coming back too. Yes, which I'm so excited for because that means hopefully Pick a Pearl will be back in Japan very, very soon. You are a geek.
It's
that's a deep cut.
Yeah, that one and the fact that they, half the reason we went to Via Napoli, if not more than half the reason we went there is because Rose and Crown is one of our all-time favorites, especially during, Harmonious and all the different fireworks shows. And they cut the menu so much because of staffing changes that I just can't justify going there. I'm the things I loved the most are not on the menu right now. So I'm just hoping that, international employees coming back means that maybe that menu will expand again. Oh,
great. Great thought. Well, we're going back. We'll let you know what we think. We're going. I'm not worried about the menu. It's such a fun, the dessert party. Well, it's a meal and dessert party and the fireworks package.
Yes, that's the thing now. And you get to go out on the patio and stay. Yes,
you got to do that because that is so much fun. That was one of the best experiences we've ever had at Disney World. We talk about that often. So we're doing that again. Yeah. Love it. All right. Where else we going?
Trying to think. So speaking of red sauce as a South Philly Italian, it's funny. We go to Tony's almost every trip. I won't get red sauce. My husband gets the chicken parm. It's always great. Thin, tastes good.
It's good to know.
I'm always a big fan of their other pasta dishes. For a long time they had a gnocchi with charred vegetables and grilled shrimp. It was delicious. It's a great, easy place. We go in Magic Kingdom. Again, not this trip, but normally we go there for 3:45 reservation before the Halloween party starts. Huh? So by the time we're done dinner, everybody else is getting forced out of the park and we've already eaten dinner and not have to worry about it.
Yes.
But we still go there every trip. We don't have a bad meal. And it's funny when I see people say terrible things about it and I'm just yep, please don't take my reservations from me.
We've gotten lots of great reviews from Tony's, and I think it's one that was ignored.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So, yeah, we've got nothing but great reviews, especially in the last couple of years.
I wouldn't order red sauce from there. I wouldn't order red sauce from places around here necessarily. But, yeah, I just avoid that, and I always have a great meal there, always.
Fantastic.
Same thing goes for 50s Primetime in Hollywood Studios. We always have a blast. We had a great server who totally played along with the craziness of our table. And we always have a good meal there. Food's always good.
You're a picky eater, so you can't get too adventurous.
Literally. So, I always say these are the places we go. Would I love to go to, Skipper's Canteen in Magic Kingdom? I sure would. Maybe if I can somehow run away from the rest of the people that I'm on a vacation with.
Well, you stick around with us. We do this thing called the Grand Geek and Gathering. I can introduce you to some people.
Perfect. I have convinced my husband that there are options for him at Brown Derby, so we will be going there next time we get to Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Brown Derby is very adventurous. They got
it's just not his cup of tea. That's all necessarily either. So, but it'll be fine.
What does he like? I mean, they got a fillet. They're very famous for a burger there too. So,
which is, I think, how I sold him on it. Correct.
All right, I see you had a clunker.
One, yes. I'll be honest. We did breakfast there years ago. So Chef Mickey's. Again, I don't mind the character dining. I don't mind the kids are there to enjoy themselves as much as I am. And it had nothing to do with that. The meal itself was not great. The server was wonderful. I had an adult beverage, which was wonderful. I honestly can't say. I think there might have been a mac and cheese or something that was served that was good. And that was where it ended.
Really?
It was still family style. Unfortunately, the meats and stuff, it just wasn't good.
Okay.
And the worst part of it is we got the bill and it was only $18 cheaper than our meal from Citrico's the night before. And it just was enough to a heart stabber right there.
Not your place. Yeah.
Yes. We joked. I said we managed to each have, 2 to 3 adult beverages and gourmet, 5-star dining the night before and only paid $18 more is.
Live and learn.
Yes. I made them promise to not make me go back there.
But lounges.
And it was my sister-in-law's request. That was her thing. It was New Year's Eve. It was spend most hours in the park and Chef Mickey. So I wasn't taking it from her. So I did it. And I just, like I said, I made them promise that we wouldn't ever make me do that again.
One for the team.
They went because they wanted soft serve ice cream. And I kept saying, I'm like, but it's family style right now. That's not available. No, it'll be available. So I just went with it. And
it wasn't there, right?
I don't like to say I'm right, but sometimes you have to just tell people, I was right about this, right?
Oh, you'd have to get the soft serve somewhere else.
Yep, exactly. Yes.
All right, lounges. I tell you, this was a takeaway that I've had from my last trips. They are just some fantastic lounges. Not just the drinks to have fun, and some got themes, and the food is fantastic too. So
yeah.
Did you find some good ones?
Yeah, a couple different ones in trips past. This time, because again, New Year's Eve, we were at Grand Floridian already. We made it up to Enchanted Rose. It was great.
Yeah.
Beautifully decorated. The server was wonderful. Bartenders, it was like a show, truly, performance, the way that they made drinks and how fancy some of the drinks were. And, we each tried something different. Really, really, really cool. Really great experience. And again, it was Beauty and the Beast themed, but just like Citrico's, it was just touches here and there and not like in your face character, but enough that it makes it like whimsical and beautiful and, just enjoyable to be there.
Were you in the main section there? Because I know they kind of expanded out. There's a bunch of
we were right by the bar at one of the little tables.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Good spot. All right.
Yeah, we've done a couple different lounges when the Wave was still open. We did there. We've done Trader Sam's at Polynesian. This was, just as great.
Moroccan. Oh, you did Epcot, Moroccan Mule in Epcot.
Yes. So it was my favorite drink of the entire trip was the Moroccan Mule in Epcot. So it's a fig Moscow Mule. I did research on it. I knew I wanted it. It was on my short list again of my drinks and food that I wanted to try this trip. And it's funny because I thought it was at a bar. I knew it was at a bar, and I knew it wasn't at like the little quick service bar that has the desserts and stuff in Morocco section. Yeah. So with my app, I'm like, where is this? I went up to the hostess desk for the main, Spice Roads restaurant, and sure enough, it's that bar. It's the bar that's behind the hostess desk. That's who serves it.
Oh, so it's that Spice Road table then?
Yes, but it's just at the bar. It's not even technically on the restaurant's menu. It was weird. They said they serve it there, obviously, but it's not technically on that menu either.
Okay.
And it was so good that I came home and bought a bottle of the fig vodka.
Fig vodka.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes. Yep. Really good.
Fantastic. That's great find.
Yes.
You've heard, I don't know if you heard my trip report, but Spice Road table I have conquered.
I saw that was part of when you guys did the big nice.
I got proof, Dana. Here's my glass.
I got proof. That's it. My husband's a biggie. Whenever there's a souvenir glass, he makes sure he upgrades and gets it. We have a collection behind the bar.
This was even more fun because they don't sell them, but the server let me take it home.
I was going to say, that's why your wife has to just bring big purses with her.
Well, the funny thing about that one is the ladies the whole group, there was a G3 group. We got back to the hotel. I was only there one night and we're leaving and I almost forgot to pack it. It was in the kitchen. And so Wendy Fox took it home and I just got it this past weekend when we were in New York City. So it made a long trip here.
Yeah. Went roundabout way. That's all right as long as you got it.
Exactly. I'm so excited. It's a trophy now.
Yeah.
All right. Drinks at the hotel bar.
Yeah. So, again, we like to do pool time when we can. We didn't do as much this time. It just wasn't that warm. The hours at the park were kind of short, but every time we would go back and forth to the main building or something, we did, grab a drink. There's a couple different drinks out right now that are kind of across all of the parks and hotels. I tried for like the 50th anniversary that were good. But what we loved there was they do the spiked Dole Whips. So that was like basically like dessert. It was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
I know. I've heard people really like these. So first time trying that?
Yeah.
Nice. Good to know. And, this made me want to think because it looks like we went through all your food.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Yes.
The technical, but all right. I'm going to get you on the spot. Top 3 treats at Disney World.
So they don't have my all-time favorite right now, and I'm hoping it'll come back. I was given some crazy excuse in January, but it is the dark chocolate or milk chocolate, I would suffice, dipped pineapple on a stick.
Ooh, where would you get that?
So they sometimes have them at Main Street Confectionery, but they always would have them at Goofy's Treats back like in the circus section by Dumbo back there.
Oh, okay.
I was told by both because I wanted to see if they would give me the same crazy story that apparently they just don't have the vendor right now for fruit. So that's why there was no chocolate covered strawberries and there was no pineapple. They only could get apples. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, that just sounds crazy. So then I went to the Main Street Confectionery and they gave me the same reason. So I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, there are some shortages right now. All right. That's a good one. No,
Yep.
I like hearing the different ones too. People don't talk about that one much. All right. Give me a number 2.
One of the big ones we get when we at least stay at Pop Century is the cheesecake. Tie-dye cheesecake. It's literally just a cheesecake cup, but it's like the perfect amount and not like I don't love crust. So like for me, it's like the perfect little treat in a cup.
I love cheesecake.
Yep.
That's at Pop?
And it's
nice.
And it looks funky because it's tie-dye, but it just tastes like good like Philadelphia cream cheese cheesecake.
Yeah. I love it. Wow, 2 great ones. Give me another one.
And of course, the famous Mickey bar. I'm a huge ice cream fan. So honestly, ice cream anywhere. I love Plaza ice cream on Main Street. I'm excited. Hopefully they have a good flavor of like the 7 Dwarves. I want to say that it's at Friar's Nook, maybe. They were doing these different 7 Dwarves. They had a cranberry one when we were there in January that was really good. I'm an ice cream fanatic. I don't need anything fancy. I just love ice cream. So
I just started my diet like a week and a half.
Sorry.
This is hard. I'm only like 10 days into this. So, this is rough. But
yeah.
Have you been? What do you think of Beaches and Cream?
It's one we haven't been to.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what?
Why don't you try that one?
So the reason why it's going to be a definite for the next trip, if we're doing Brown Derby, is because we always kind of say, well, if we're going to have 50s prime time, like, do we really need to eat the similar food and go to Beaches and Cream? It's just kind of that. But if I'm getting us to Brown Derby and not going to do 50s prime time next trip, then that means it opens the window.
Do you like on your ice cream sundae, do you like chocolate and peanut butter?
Yeah, I want the Jose. No way, Jose. And I will be getting full sized, and I can skip all food. It's fine. I
didn't know there was different sizes. I thought there was only one.
I think you can get a small version of it. Humongous. Somebody said, but yeah, I just need the big one, and I can skip all of the food there.
Oh, I want you to do that, especially if you're a Skyliner resort.
Yes,
you have no excuse.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, this is fun. I'm having fun with you.
See.
No wonder you're a friend of Rob's. All right, so did you do, let's see, I don't know, maybe we already covered everything, but anything for the... No,
so there was something, I know the question that we did skip for the first time was as part of the New Year's that we didn't cover yet. So part of our New Year's Eve adventures, like I said, we did Citrico's, we did Enchanted Rose, but we did make it a goal that we were just going to be see the fireworks from the beach, the something of somewhere. And we ended up, the server and bartender at Enchanted Rose basically pointed us in the right direction. We ended up in the big pavilion out at the Grand Floridian. They said, if you get there, you know, a little bit early, it was like 11:15. It wasn't super crazy early. We were able to get right at the point of the pier, and it was great. I mean, we have video of it. You can see the numbers in the sky explode. It was really cool. It was everything that you thought it would be. And even from that aspect, not even being on Main Street, it was still great. Music gets piped in, you know, just like some of the restaurants and stuff. It was great.
And no anxiety or crowded.
Exactly. And I can't say enough. We ended up with an Uber driver that somehow, and I think it's because he said to us that he was staying on Disney property on purpose. So surprisingly, for New Year's Eve, it was very seamless and quick. I mean, fireworks were over. We had our Uber in 15 minutes. To the point where we saved his number. He took us back to the airport at the end of the trip, and I've now sent 3 families that have used him for airport transportation.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't even know you could do that. To be honest with you. I'm kind of a new Uber. I don't use it only when I've only used it a couple times now.
It was a suggestion that was given to me, like when, you know, I guess maybe a few years ago before COVID.
Yeah.
If you really love, you know, the Uber, I remember an Uber driver saying that to us, like, you know, if you want me to, I could pick you up after dinner as well. You know, if you want my card. And we were like, yeah, you know, you feel safe with somebody. Their car is clean. It's kind of the general.
You don't hear, that's the first I've heard this. You don't
think of it. Yep. And sure enough, we asked the gentleman, he took us back, you know, took us to Citrus Coast Grand Floridian, took us back after midnight, and we asked him for a card and used him several times since then.
So how do you do it? Is it in the app you can call his number?
No, he just gave us our card. I saved his number in my phone. So now it just goes directly to him. I don't even. Yep.
So you make a phone call to him?
No, I just text him on his cell phone.
Oh, okay. But how do you connect it with Uber, the app?
You don't.
You don't?
No.
Oh, you just pay them like,
no, I shouldn't say that. So for airport, we did it because he said that it's not considered, you know, for his Uber. It was more just like a concierge type service.
Okay.
But like when he picked us up for like at the end of the night, that went to Uber. I'm not sure exactly how. I mean, he had it. It was in the phone, and he was able to just kind of connect to it, I guess.
Okay.
The way that he just picked up the ride, yeah.
Oh, okay. He did it for you. Gotcha. So do you like to do some shopping when you're down there?
Yes. We don't do crazy, like a million things. We do have some very, very little nieces. Sometimes they'll get something. My husband we like to actually shop in the cologne and makeup store in France. We kind of like do that kind of stuff. This trip, we didn't do much. We wanted to buy the cuckoo clock in Germany, and here the store was closed again because of the international employees and stuff like that. They don't have it in stock right now. Exactly.
I know my parents stayed. My dad was in the service. He was in Germany, and they've always had a fondness for cuckoo clocks. Like, I noticed that. Yeah, they have them in their house.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they're beautiful.
Yeah,
that was going to be our splurge. You know, a lot of times what we always say, we try to steer away from like T-shirts, just because if not, you'd end up with even more than we already have, Lord knows. So we just try to always say, instead of spending, you know, getting 5 T-shirts that equals $200, then we might as well just kind of spend something a little bit bigger. My husband's gotten, you know, Tommy Bahama beautiful sweaters, or, you know, I've purchased, you know, different things like that. It's kind of nice because it's stuff that you could use all the time.
How much are the cuckoo clocks you think at that store?
They're like $1,500.
Are they that much?
Yes.
Oh, they're like handmade, right?
Oh yeah, they're legit. Yep. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
It was going to be the splurge.
That's right. Any other fun stories? I'd see. Well, how did your sister do with her birthday? She have a lot of good times going to Disney World for her birthday?
Yep. We're already planning the next. She's going to be coming with us next March, again for the Mummers trip. And it was great. You know, we always, like I said, we participate in positive customer service. So we make it what it is, and it's always wonderful.
Did you notice any difference in the service this trip? I mean, compared to, you know, this, like you said, the staffing levels are a little off right now. They're getting back there, but
getting back. It is funny, and it's not something I would want to complain about because it's extras. There wasn't much, you know, she wore her Disney birthday pin every single day. no cupcakes, no stuff like that. It's not something I would ever complain about because it's extras. Right. But at the same time, have we gone at almost every other trip for somebody else's birthday? We did. But I think that's that stuff, right? It's, people are either unfamiliar. A lot of times we were interacting with people at a restaurant who had never worked at that restaurant before, even though they might've been a Disney member, cast member for a long time. So it was those things like, oh, I've never worked at Tony's before. Yeah,
right. That's true. I know you're a great planner. Give us some of your hacks and tips for touring the parks.
Like I said, I do the same Google Sheet, so I plug and play. I give it to many of my friends. In saying that, I don't overplan. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said previously, the best way to describe how we do it is even my husband will say to me, what time are we leaving today? What are we doing? Normally, we only do one early morning day. We really used to do it when Be Our Guest had early morning breakfast, that pre-park breakfast.
Yes, right.
It was great. That was a great thing, especially because it was, the show was out front. So you really got more of the experience. But normally we don't go into the park until later. This trip was a little different because the parks kind of close anywhere between 7 and 9 o'clock. Did change it a little bit for us, and it wasn't that hot, so we didn't really spend as much time at the pool. But that's one of my biggest strategies is we don't, go from morning till night. And I always just think, I have lots of friends who have children that I send on their way down there. My biggest suggestion always is that just stick to your schedule. My niece wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning. So then you should do pre-park and then take a normal nap time. And then if they happen to want to stay up until 12 o'clock at night, that's great too. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, we always joke. Our funniest story ever is, this was years ago, but there was a kid hysterically crying, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in the blazing heat of Animal Kingdom.
Right.
And screaming. And the mom was just like, we're having fun. We're all having fun. And an older gentleman looks at me and just was like, yeah, we're all having fun. All right. And I just thought like, this kid needs a nap. That's all he needs. Like literally a little dunk in the pool and a nap. But that's it. Plan to the point of you don't want to be without a dining. If you're somebody that knows you want to sit down for dinner or lunch or all of the above all day long, do it. You got to plan it though.
Right.
But then be okay with don't overplan to the point where like we need to be here at 1:15 and here at 1:45 because you're always just going to feel like you're either rushed or you're missing out on something.
Yep.
It's kind of the feeling I try to avoid is like, oh, we're going to miss this. We're going to miss out on whatever, If you don't have that constant like anxiety over it, you don't really have that feeling of missing out either.
I agree. Yes. It's very similar to what the number one tip we always give. Have a plan, but don't have it too planned.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Right. Yeah. Don't, I have friends who have gone and they're like, I'm not planning. It's too much. It's too crazy. We're not going to want to know what we're going to do. And then they come home and they're like, did you believe we didn't get one dining reservation? Yes, I can believe that. That's why I said we should make your dining reservations ahead of time.
What do you try to do? Do you have a routine you do every trip?
Our normal is we like to do Magic Kingdom always twice. Again, we normally stay for fireworks no matter what. That's normally our go-to is we love the fireworks shows. I think it's really what makes it extra, extra magical in all the parks.
Yeah. What'd you think of the new ones? The two? Oh
God, beautiful. We ended up seeing New Year's Eve plus Magic Kingdom twice. That trip. It really just was, it was so good. Yes. It was funny. It's funny because so many people were sad to see the last show go, but I was sad when the show before that went. So it's just,
it's such a controversy.
Yes.
I know.
Comes change. And it was, I think they were just as beautiful and the song is wonderful. And yeah.
I've been hearing people really, with the Magic Kingdom fireworks, really disappointed. I didn't realize how much they loved the previous show.
Which I think was Happily Ever After, right?
Yes.
But Wishes was my favorite, which was the one before that.
Wish is really, that's the one that was going on for a long time. We all got pretty attached to Wishes.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, we had an emotional attachment to it.
Well, I'm surprised a lot of my listeners have talked about Happily Ever After and getting attached, and I don't know, it wasn't around that long.
I know, and part of my brain keeps thinking when I talk to people about it, I'm like, I feel like they just mushed them together and they don't realize they were separate. I've come to that conclusion, but I could be wrong.
one big long fireworks, and so they're having a hard time with the adjustment.
Yep.
It's really. So what'd you think of Harmonious over at Epcot?
We didn't get to see it.
Oh, I just thought you said you did.
No, we didn't see it.
No.
So I'm just not talking about that, and I will see it in November. Exactly. It's okay.
So
it's okay. It's okay.
We'll just move right along then.
Yep, exactly. But no, in terms of routine, the main reason that we love, and again, we're adults only for the most part. We do an early morning and a late night. We also, just as much as we like pre-park, we actually love late night more. I always say, if you are people who don't mind eating dinner at 9 o'clock at night, force that lunch later, whatever it might be, a day that you do a Topolino's brunch and then don't eat lunch until 4 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever. If you can do, if the park is closing at 9 o'clock and you can get a BR guest or a Liberty Tree Tavern at 8:55 at night, when you leave and it is empty, but the castle is still lit up, it's awesome. And they don't kick you out. Yes, they encourage you towards the door, but they don't care if you stop a million times and take pictures and everything else. It's great.
Yes, I agree. It's pretty cool. Same thing. I was just telling my wife, Margita, today. I said, if you see any dessert parties or after hours at Epcot, I love that World Showcase walking out when no one's around. Fantastic.
No one's around.
Yep. I love those.
Yeah, they have all the lights on. It's just, not all the lights on, but the night lights are on, and it's just a whole different experience. It's great.
I totally agree with you there. Is there something you got to do every trip?
So this is probably, and this might go back to tips, tips and tricks, but I can tell you what we... Yeah, but we do every single trip is we order groceries.
Okay. How do you do
again,
it?
We used to do Garden Grocer. We've done Instacart. We've done Amazon Prime. There's a new group that we found on Facebook, Ears for Each Other. It was like cast members that have been laid off. We found this young couple that now literally just goes to Publix for you. It's great, especially with a lot of these rooms, even at Pop Century with just a little refrigerator. Again, we're just adults. So I buy wine, we buy alcohol, we buy, cheese and crackers and snacks. And that way we really do make it a vacation because we lay by the pool and we enjoy ourselves. And that adds to it, right? It just makes it enough that we're not having to run around and trying to find food and do those types of things. Get a case of water, those types of things. It just makes it, again, it makes it like an easier vacation.
Fantastic.
And then the big, like I said before, the biggie for every single trip is we stay for the fireworks. It's the best part.
What did you think of Rivers of Light over at Animal Kingdom?
Oh, we loved that.
Okay.
The kites is cool during the day. It's just different, much different. But no, Rivers of Light was great. The best spot to watch Rivers of Light is when we would do Everest at the end of the night.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And when there was no line, they would let us stay on. And when you would go up the hill for Everest, you got to see the whole thing in the water. It was cool.
That's cool. That is another great pro tip there. Do the rides when people are doing the nighttime
it's definitely
shows.
one of my biggies that's on my list.
Yeah. Oh, did you have any character meets? You see the characters are going to be hugging again.
I know. So we always do, we still refer to as Talking Mickey, even though he no longer talks. I think that was the only one we did this trip. I think it was just not on our radar because we knew that there was such a barrier between you and characters type of a thing. But no, that will be high on our list. We love that.
What's some of your favorite rides? Did you do something new?
So Flight of Passage, Soarin', they're always our favorites, but Ratatouille, we got to do this trip and it was everything that everyone claims it to be. Funny fact, we were able to do virtual queue, and I think our day there might have been Tuesday. By Sunday is when they stopped the free virtual queue, which was kind of funny. So we were able to do it. It was super easy to use, and it was great.
What did you get for our queue number?
I don't think that it was terrible. I think our original time slot should have been 11:30, 12. And I think by the time we were there, it was not till 4:30. It just kept shifting. I don't know whether it was because of crowds or whatever it was, but I don't think it was bad. I think our queue number was, I don't know, maybe below 50, but yeah, by the time we got on, which was fine. Yeah.
Did you learn anything new on this trip?
One of our big things was, again, my sister-in-law qualifies for the disability pass.
Yeah.
It was the first time we got to use it using the My Disney Experience app. It was so easy. It was great that we got to. My best friend who goes often, and her son also qualifies for it, was going the end of January. So I was able to fill her in on the easiest way to do it. I can't imagine, we always used to say, and it was fine. My sister-in-law actually just can't stand for long periods of time, but she does walk very well. So we didn't necessarily mind that we would have to go to a ride, grab, you used to have to scan in.
Yeah.
And then report back later. But it kind of made for this like constant back and forth.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it would be an hour before you could go back. So you had to find something else to do, whatever it was. But now the fact that you can grab a pass in the app, just like you do for the, the Lightning Lane through Genie Plus or whatever it might be. So you're not having to go there to get the pass to then go back later. It was really easy. Something we didn't know, and it's something that we learned, was that you could have actually qualified for the DAS pass through like a chat ahead of time. And my best friend did do that. I was texting her while we were there because I knew she was going in 2 weeks. I'm like, you already are allowed to do this. She went on. Of course, there was an extended wait period even to do that. But she sat in the queue, and sure enough, it was done in minutes. And she didn't have to then take her son through the line to try to find something, It avoided all that. And it was great.
Yeah, so you can now get on. So I didn't realize it was chat. I thought you got on a phone call, but you can get ahead of time before you get there, right?
I think it's a video chat. I think that you actually they have to see, and the person that qualifies.
Gotcha.
And I said, my sister-in-law she would have been like, well, you do it. And I would have said, no, we have to do it together. The person that qualifies has to be in the video, I believe.
Right.
And I'm sure if it's a very little child, obviously they don't make you do that, but it can't be that like I'm calling and saying, hey, my mom needs it. I think that they kind of have some requirements for it.
Sure.
But she said it was, unfortunately, of course, just like Disney right now with the phone, everybody's short staffed and stuff like that. I know she had to wait in this virtual queue for it for some time. Yeah, she did it there. That way she didn't have to bother doing it when she got there. And I think it was good for 60 days.
Right. Great to know that they got it built into the app. Fantastic.
Yes. I made it great. It wasn't like with Lightning. It was like a separate, almost like when you I do IT for a living, so I can visualize it. 3 lines in the corner, and it brings up like how you used to be able to get to the store or different features. It just shows up at the bottom. As soon as you qualify for it and they register you for it, it shows up at the bottom, and that's where you go to do the selections.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do next time you go on a Disney trip?
So it will be the first time I ever run. November when we go, again, we already have 2 trips planned. So November when we go, it's going to be the first time I ever do a Disney run. The same best friend I was just referring to is who's, I'm going to say, forcing me to run. She has been trying to get me to go with her for several years. I've actually gone on the trip with her when she's run, but I've never actually did the running. So we're doing the 5K together, and then she's going to do the full challenge. But the 3 of us will stay together. The plan is to stay at All Star Music. March's planning has just started. Again, that's with the Philadelphia Mummers group that my husband belongs to. He belongs to Fralinger String Band. They go every few years. Really cool experience. I have friends who have already done it with them. They get to parade down Main Street, things like that. And they, do different events together. So I'm excited for that trip as well. So they'll both have their own new features. I
know you're a nighttime person. You might not even get to sleep if you're going to run Disney event.
Yeah. It'll be okay. So our plan, that's what I said. I'm like, what's our plan? I'm like, I know it's not going to be our normal. And her and I have done Disney since we were little together. We even did our senior Disney trip together. She's like, well, but on Thursday, we do nothing Thursday, maybe find something for dinner. And then she said, that way she doesn't run again until I think Sunday. So she's like, so Friday and Saturday, we really have to, after you run the 5K, you have all the time. And then that Sunday night we'll Epcot, and then Monday we'll come home. So it'll be one of our shorter trips, but her, myself, and my husband enjoy Disney together. He refers to us as his sister-wives when we go away. He refuses to miss out on a trip because he loves it so much, and we don't mind. So the 3 of us have gone several times together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the planning tips. What's some of your best advice for a newbie?
I always say get the Memory Maker Photo Pass. Yes, it's more money. Yes, it's, some people feel like Disney is trying to take advantage of us money-wise. It is one of those things, though, especially, again, if you have a family, we use it. If you're not somebody that's ever going to take pictures, I guess I could see, obviously there would be no reason to get it. But we make sure we take the pictures. We get the ride photos, and we stand on Main Street, daytime and nighttime, and find the photographers in all the different parks. And it's great. We have fun. And again, we play into it, and I think it makes it even more enjoyable. Do crazy poses, and do you have a magical, thing you can add to our picture, or, whatever it is. Yeah, it's one of my big tips. I just think it's great.
You're right. It's another expense, but it's a value beyond
Yes.
the expense. You just gave a bunch of the reasons, and they're always changing it up. There's always new, right? Special shots, magic shots,
Yep.
they call them.
Magic shots. Thank you. That was the word. I couldn't think of it either.
Or you get like like the art festival. They have those places you can put your head in, somewhere.
Yes.
And
there's always different stuff like that, right? You got to take advantage of it, like I said. But there's been trips where, if even 5 or 6 days, we come up with 300 pictures.
Yeah, my ride pictures, remember back in the day, you had to stop and my wife would buy them every time. I'm like, you're buying the picture again? But she had to have that picture. Now it just immediately goes on to that memory maker.
Yeah, with the Magic Band, or this trip, my first trip I ever had an Apple Watch. I didn't even need a Magic Band this trip, and it just goes. There's no, it knows you're there, and it just goes to you. You don't even have to stop and scan. Some of them,
amazing.
Like Buzz Lightyear still has and Everest, they still have where you can technically scan, but you don't even need to.
And how fast they show up in your app. It's
unbelievable.
Right? That's amazing. You said you're in IT, and sometimes we complain about Disney IT. But that is one that seems to work out really well. And if you don't see the picture, definitely ask somebody, because they'll usually find it.
Like this past trip, we got somebody else's Slinky Dog, and I messaged them because I again saw this on one of the many Facebook groups that I'm on. But it was, if you message them like around about time you think you were there, sure enough, they sent the pictures to us.
Yep, for sure. Yep. All right, give me some more tips.
Pack a portable phone charger. It's silly,
fast,
but you see people, especially using the app and all this different stuff now. You see people like, sitting on Main Street in a store on the floor, like plugged into the wall, and I'm just like, oh, yeah. Especially, they're not hard to find now anymore either. It's not like years ago where it used to be like a commodity. Now it's pretty easy. I think actually one I didn't put on here, but it's something that I will add to the list, is shoes. I am a light packer. My husband is aware that if we are going for 3 days or less, you only get a book bag, because I'm not schlepping for luggage. But it is one of the things I make sure we do. You get make sure you wear a pair of sneakers on the plane, and bring a pair of sandals, and bring a pair of Crocs. And I don't even have bad feet, but you can't wear the same shoes 2 days in a row. And it's always a suggestion I make.
A bunch of the geeks bought Crocs when they were down at Disney World. Are they comfortable?
Obsessed.
Yeah. Are they comfortable?
Yes. My husband has a very bad back. He's had 4 back surgeries, and it is all he wears down there now. No
kidding.
Yes.
I'm looking to this.
So they're comfy. They have actual arch support. They have the back on them if you want. They're waterproof, so if it rains, you're fine. And if you tend to swell in the heat or anything like that, they're roomy. They're not like narrow on your feet, so you don't get that rubbing. Yeah, I'm a flip-flop person. I don't like socks, so I always just wear flip-flops, which I still bring with me, but the Crocs are like a great,
Well, I've got plantar fasciitis, so I do need this support.
Yeah.
But yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
nice.
We rock the Crocs, that's for sure.
I like that tip. All right. You got some more tips.
Again, most of them actually we kind of covered already. It was the, sticking with that normal schedule. Even as adults, we love a nap. We love pool time. We try not to spend like 7 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the morning, basically at a park, if you don't need to. And just not ever planning, because if you feel rushed or you feel like you need to be somewhere and you can't get there on time, you just have that constant feeling like you're missing out on something. We go often, and I have to say, even going, say we don't get to Epcot until 3 o'clock in the afternoon and the park closes at 9, no matter what, Epcot always normally closes at 9. We still manage to do everything. It's nice. Just kind of like, prioritize, figure it out. But if you have that constant feeling, I have to be here in 20 minutes, it's like, it's not going to happen. And then you just feel like you're missing out and you're taking away from what's in front of you, kind of a feeling. Yeah. For
sure. And I think you got a ride tip here. Do the lightning lanes. Did you do that? Well, you did them because of the DAS Pass, but. So
that was different this trip. I sent my aunts. I always say I send them because I do everything for them. I even did their Ratatouille and their first choices of lightning lane first thing in the morning, even though they were there and I was home. So I have done extensive research on lightning lane. I have figured out how to manipulate. I don't want to say manipulate the system because it sounds negative, but it's pretty advertised how you can stack passes. Yeah. So, by the time the park even opened at 9 o'clock, they had Ratatouille plus 2 lightning lanes already. Okay. Yeah, you can get your first regular lightning lane at 7, and then you have to wait 2 hours, but you can get a second. So at that point, I was able to get another one right at 9 o'clock. So by the time the park even opened, they had 2 lightning lane passes.
Okay.
Plus Ratatouille. I don't know. It's funny. I keep seeing different things. Like Disney said, you're only going to really use lightning lane 2 to 3 times a day. It's just not true.
Okay.
I think, you gotta do research. You gotta, unfortunately it is what it is. And it
so
stinks.
How do you get the 2? So you get one at 7 o'clock.
Yep. And then you just have to wait 2 hours. So it's
okay.
So basically what it is, there's a whole system to it, but at 7 o'clock, you can claim your first one. It has to be 2 hours after the park opens. So I always try to get the harder one to get. So say Epcot, I got them Ratatouille, and then I think I got them Soarin'. So I got Soarin' for 11:30. Yeah. But at 9 o'clock, I was able to claim another one, and I grabbed them one right at 9:30 for maybe Test Track or something else.
Okay.
So it was basically and then from there you could just keep taking one.
Oh, that's with the Genie Plus, not the
yes, Lane. I apologize. I always confuse them together. Yes, Genie Plus. Lightning Lane is Ratatouille, right? That's
the purchase one, yeah.
Okay. In my head, Genie Plus is where you just plan. I don't know. Yeah.
Frozen, you got to buy it.
Pay for as well, correct.
Yeah, Frozen and Ratatouille at this point. So I wonder what they're going to do with Gardens of the Galaxy.
So they already said, they had announced something for the summer, I did see. And it was, I think a few of them were coming off of that as just a summertime thing.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if Guardians of the Galaxy is going to get put on it. I think Frozen, I think everything at Magic Kingdom, and I don't remember what else. I want to say it was something else at Hollywood Studios, but they were coming off of it and going on to the regular version.
Oh.
Now they were saying it was only supposed to be till September, but again, I think that's because they knew Galaxy was coming out. Hopefully Tron is going to be coming out in the very near future. So they've been testing trains and stuff.
We'll be on the lookout for changes to that whole situation. Stay in tune with your Facebook groups, bloggers, and your
exactly
podcasters. All right, let's finish up then. This is one of these traditions our good friend Wendy Fox talks about. When they get back from their trip, they ask everyone in the family, what's one moment that's going to stick with you from this trip, something really memorable?
I've said it a few times already, but New Year's Eve, it really was special.
Yeah.
Again, we kind of did an adult version and we didn't make it to the park, but it still was that good. It was, we did fancy dinner and I even had the grocery team deliver bottles of champagne to the room, and I packed them in my bag, and nice. We popped champagne on the dock of the Grand Floridian to watch the fireworks. It was just really special. It was nice. It was a nice time.
Would you do New Year's Eve again?
Yes. If we could, we would have gone to the park during the day, but it was just as good not to be in the park.
Would you do it differently? Would you maybe do Epcot?
Maybe.
Maybe wing it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Probably not wing it. No,
Fantastic. This was great talking to you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, it was too.
Did we cover everything?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And
stay in touch.
Said, maybe we'll do a run. Maybe we'll do another one after the run weekend in November.
Yeah. How many nights is that for?
My husband already said, he's like, we're not going to go at all in between. I'm famous for, I happened to get an email from an airline that flies local, and it'll be, $110 for both of us round trip. And I find a Disney room and we end up there from Friday to Monday. Right. So you never know. We've done that several times.
How long's your Run Disney trip going to be for?
So that's just a Thursday to Monday trip. So we'll get there Thursday day.
Okay.
Run Friday. She runs Sunday. So we basically have off Friday and Saturday, and then we'll come home Monday.
That's typical for the run events. Fantastic.
Yep.
Well, great meeting you.
Yeah, same here.
If you
finally.
see Rob, let him know. Do you talk to him?
Yes, especially about Disney. But yes. Yep.
That doesn't surprise me.
No, yeah. His cousin, and until we know each other, we'll be at a wedding together in a couple weeks. So yes, I will see him then.
All right. Well, I'm going to message him that we talked.
Yeah.
And you're going to be on the show. Thanks for contacting me. We'll stay in touch, and we'll talk to you again.
Sounds great, Kurt. I appreciate everything.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Thank you so much, Rob, for referring Dana to us. She is a fantastic and knowledgeable listener. Great job with all the tips, and thanks for sharing your trip report with us. Dana. Oh, I got some shout outs. All the April Geek Meet gang. Samantha Kuhn was on FaceTime with me a couple times yesterday, and I was getting a little bit emotional. They were on the Mexican boat ride. They had a huge crew between like 25 and 30. I don't know. It was just amazing. They had Dapper Day, and it was so fantastic to see my friends down at Disney World having a great time, including sisters, Selena and Jackie. Bubba Mac, you looked fantastic, dude. Jen and Moynihan Wynn, Dee and Jeff Opolka, Scott and Karen Daves, Amanda Lamb, Rebecca Rudin, Norma and Daniel Ginger, Travis Dietrich, Andy Hoffman, Tori Hunt, Tony Ann Zarcone. Great job doing karaoke too Saturday night. Fantastic watching those videos. Jen Pulliam, Trey Nolan, Deirdre Watts, Stephanie Kay, Noreen Van Doren, and Lauren Hawkins. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but that was so great to see you guys. Oh, another special shout out. I was so surprised. I hadn't heard from a longtime listener, and she's been on the show several times. Heather Brainerd with her husband Rich just ran into all the geeks, and I was able to see them on video too. So fantastic to see Heather and Rich. I just hope we can get everyone all together on a huge round table and record this trip report. So looking forward to doing that. Hopefully we can do that this Wednesday. Another big shout out, someone who wasn't able to go down because she had some health issues, just got out of the hospital. Wendy Fox, we send in all our love to you, and get well soon. I know you're feeling a little bit better. I've been in contact with Wendy. Got to have you back in the gang, Wendy. Hopefully we'll get down to Disney World real soon, all of us. I know I've got a June trip coming up, June 4th through the 13th. So if you're going to be down in Disney World, would love to see you, and got some friends that are going to be joining us for dinners and the like. So I can't wait to see you guys. Definitely tap me on the shoulder if you're down in June, early June, June 4th through the 13th. Love to talk to you. Love talking to you guys down in the parks. I got to mention Travis Dietrich's Give Kids the World campaign. I've got a post out on my website. There's a little tab there for contributing, and he's going to be riding It's a Small World for Give Kids the World. And it's kind of funny because it's a ride that we always tease him about because he's not a big fan of that ride, because just hearing that song over and over again. But he says, guess what, geeks? He's doing a super cool thing. He agreed to ride It's a Small World 12 hours straight on May the 14th. He's trying to raise over $3,000 for Give Kids the World. He's almost there. He's like $2,400. So you still got time. Consider supporting me, he says, with this incredible organization. You can donate $25 by May 7th. He'll put your name on the back of his shirt. If you donate $50 or more by May 7th, you'll get a flatty made by Karen Daves, and that likeness will ride with Travis on It's a Small World for over 12 hours. Don't feel like you gotta be restricted by those price points. Any donation, big or small, is fantastic. And he's accepting donations until May 21st. There's a link to the fundraiser. It goes directly to Give Kids the World. And that's just a fantastic thing. Travis will keep promoting that, and I'm sure we'll get you to your $3,000 goal. And how about finding Rob Maderi and his kids for the intro to match up with his good friend Dana Anderson as recording from like a year ago? But we'd love to have more intros from our listeners. They're easy to create. They're fun to do. Just record them on your phone. Email them to me at kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Just tell us your name, where you're from, a fun Disney World or two fact about yourself. And then you go Geekin' on Walt Disney World with Curtis and the whole Geekin' family. And I'd love to have some new ones. And I appreciate all you guys who support the podcast through patreon.com. Patreon.com is where you can pledge a monthly donation to our show. And I like to do some bonus episodes. You can hear them every week. And there's over 113 out there. This week I released one from my G3 trip, and this is at the American Pavilion. I'm with Daniel and Norma Ginger, and we're enjoying Disney on Broadway. It was just a fantastic performance. We got a little bit emotional listening to that. It was fantastic. If you join the Inner Circle, you will be able to listen to 113 of those bonus episodes. They're from the parks. They're all live recordings that I do when I'm down in Disney World. And I appreciate all you that support me on Patreon. And we thank you again for supporting Mom and Judy, the Traveling Tiaras. Email them when you're ready to book your trip. If you've already booked it and you want to transfer it to them, they would love to help you and be your travel guides, travelandtiaras@gmail.com. We are committed to helping you enjoy your Disney World vacations. Reach out to us if you'd like to do a trip report. Book a trip, review your plans for your trip. Kurt.stone@geekinonwdw.com. Thanks for going geeking on Walt Disney World with us. We really appreciate you listening and geeking with us every single day. We love you, geeks. Have a magical day, and I hope all your dreams come true. Great job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for
I've got
great.
like 3 or 4 shows that are going to come before you, but not too long.
Yeah,
About a
no, that
month.
sounds great.
About a month.
Sorry for the dog. Something's happening in my backyard.
No.
And he is literally screaming bloody murder, and he normally sleeps all night, so
Actually,
I don't know
I
what
only
his
heard a
method.
couple bark. What kind of dog is?
Oh, that's good. He's little.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
sounds
the
like a
only
little guy.
positive. It's hysterical. I always say he will sleep all day, and the minute I go on a meeting with, like, not my team, that would be fine.
Yeah.
No, it's like when my VP logs on with, like, all the doctors, and, like, the mail happens to come at the exact same moment, and it's, like, great.
See, that's when he saves you from the mailman, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
I had 3 dogs for many
Yeah.
years, but they're all gone now.
Oh,
Unfortunately, we lost them all over the last couple of years.
yeah.
And I don't know. We got some things going on that we probably won't get one for a while.
Yeah. He's easy. He's older, very small,
Yeah.
normally polite. And everyone loves him. So, like, when we do go on vacation, they kind of fight over to take him, and it's
Oh, wow.
totally okay.
Well, that's good.
But it's one of the reasons my husband wants another dog, but it's one of the reasons I'm always like, we travel too much. We do too many things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
fantastic. All right. Well, thanks a lot, and have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
I'll talk to you
Talk
again
soon.
sometime. See ya. Bye.
Yeah, sounds great. Bye.